Hey everybody, welcome back to the Driveway Engineer. I'm JR. Thanks for watching. Today I want to talk about wiring your LS swap. So first of all, let me say that this is not a how-to wiring video. There are a million how-to wiring videos out there. I have my own on the channel. I'll link it below. I'll link some other ones below also. You have options. This is merely a trying to point people in the right direction. Like I said, I am not telling anybody that this is the way or not the way. These are just my opinions, and I'm trying to lead a horse to water here, basically. You have options, and I know that when you're new to all of this, it's overwhelming to hear about the options, and you don't know where to go or what to do or what you need. So your first option... So first of all, you need to know about this site right here, lt1swap.com. Okay, this guy's name is Brendan, and he has put together everything that you need to know to do your own wiring harness and convert different things to different things. Brendan, if you happen to watch this, thanks so much, dude. Because he's put a lot of work into this, and it's all here for you to use. Even if you don't do your own wiring harness, the information's still here of what you need to do, what works with what. You know, he's got the different harnesses, different info for LT1, Vortex stuff, LS stuff, the newer car stuff, 8.1. He has different kind of pedals, list of what you need, etc., etc. So this website is a great resource, and you should check it out, go through it. Like I said, even if you decide not to do your own harness, forewarned is forearmed, right? So information is power, and when you're buying a harness, you want to know what you're looking at. You can get on here and do a lot of reading and learn a lot, even if you wind up buying a harness like brand new, completely done, or having somebody do it for you or whatever. It's good to get on here and learn. So I would highly recommend this site just to check out. What I would do is, following these directions, I do my own harnesses. So you can come down here, you know, from the home page. Let me go back home here. From the home page, you just go to wiring harness modification, 99 to 07. That's Gen 3 stuff. That's all I have. He's got a bunch of info in here. What you want to do your harness is the PCM connector pinouts for 99 to 02 or 03 to 07, whichever one you're doing. Blue, green, red, blue. When you get that, you just come here like this. He has it all laid out. It's really simple. The sky blue or whatever, I don't know, I'd have to get my wife on here to tell me exactly what shade of stupid blue this is. But the ones that are highlighted in blue go to an external connection. Ones that are highlighted in yellow, you take out. It's pretty straightforward. You just go down the list. The connectors are numbered here. Hopefully you can see that. 1, 2, 3, etc., etc., etc. 41, 42, 43. So this is the blue connector. You go through the blue connector, you come to pin 7, you take it out. You come to pin 13, you take it out. You come to pin 19 and 20, you peel them off and mark them because they're going to an external connection. 23, take it out. 25, take it out, etc., etc., etc. I'm not going to go over it. There's 100 million how to do a LS videos. Like I said, I have my own. It's really, really simple. You can really do it. I promise that you can absolutely do it. When you come to this plug right here that goes into the fuse box, C2, basically you cut everything out of it that's not pink and start there. I'm not an electrical engineer. I'm a mechanical engineer. I'm not an electrician. I've done like 4 of these harnesses now. I've actually started to do them for other people. They're really easy. They're so easy that I feel a little bit guilty getting paid to do them for other people, because really people could do them for themselves. So It's super easy and you can totally do it. Your second option, which I've done before, and Brendan covers this on LT1 Swap, so I'm going to use his page to go over it, is you can use the factory fuse block and harness as is. You can not standalone it. You can just like power it in 2 spots and the vehicle will run. You leave all the harnesses, all the connectors unhooked, hook up the stuff that you need, power up the fuse block, and it'll run with a VATS deleted computer. And he has the information here on under hood fuse block. A Gearhead for Life has a very good YouTube video on it, so you might want to look that up. I'll put a link to it, his video, in the description below. But this is very straightforward. I've done it before where I just took the whole harness as is, hooked up the things that I needed, and powered the fuse block and left everything else dangling. I tied it up out of the way, whatever. It doesn't matter. The wires don't go anywhere. It's not clean, it's not nice, it's not professional, so I don't do it that way anymore because it's kind of hacked, but it totally works. So if you do like I preach in every one of these videos and get a complete engine with a complete harness and a complete fuse box, you don't need to do anything with the harness. You need to put 12 volts to this in like 2 spots and fuel to the rails and it'll run. So that's your second option there. Your third option is going to be to buy a standalone harness. BP Automotive, SpearTech, PSI, they all offer harnesses, and you can just go to their site and buy them brand new, you know, and they'll sort it out for you. And that's kind of nice because if you're just coming in like and you don't know stuff, you can just tell them like, I have a truck motor, I'm using a 4L80, and I'm using drive-by-wire, and they'll sort it all out for you. So that's, you know, a plus. Some of these are really expensive. Like SpearTech wants $850 for a harness. BP Automotive wants $575. PSI, I don't know what they want. It depends on the options you get, I guess. I'm not going to go $549 plus options. So presumably these companies back them up and you get some customer support and you don't really have to do a lot of thinking. You just get them like this and you hook up a couple grounds here and a couple power wires and bam, you're off and running. So that's an option. It's just I don't ever do it because I don't have a problem spending a couple hours, you know, pulling these pins out and doing it myself. The only real reason to do it is for the customer support that you're going to get. You know, like I said, you can just come in and not know stuff and say, I have a truck motor, a 5.3 from a 2003, and I'm going to a drive-by cable and I'm using a 4L80. So that would be a harness that doesn't necessarily exist in the wild, and they'll make it for you, no problem. If you think you need this because you're worried about wires like wearing out, I see people online all the time like, that harness is 20 years old. Yeah, and it ran all the way to the scene of the wreck. Unless there's like a rodent problem, like wires don't go bad just from electricity passing through them. They don't go bad from heat cycle. Like my house is 100 years old and has 100-year-old wiring in it, and it's fine. Use your ohm meter, ohm every wire out. That's what I do on my harnesses when I build them for myself and when I build them for others. I ohm every wire so that I know there's continuity for the length of that wire. But some people feel like, you know, for peace of mind, well, that's how these things spiral out of control. When I'm at work in my professional life, we call that project creep. You know, they say, I want peace of mind, I want this, I want that, and before you know it, you know, you spent $5,000 and now you're getting divorced and you got to sell it all because life happens and you take $1,500 for it. I prefer to just use a factory harness. I come across these recently because I've been looking at importing some products from China myself, and some people are saying that this is a PSI harness. I don't know if it is or not. I'm sure PSI sources theirs from somewhere. I did get on Alibaba and find these. So for $321 you can get a harness a brand new harness. So your third and final option is to have somebody, well, I actually don't know what number I'm on. You can rework one, you can use a factory one, you can buy a new one. So I guess this is your fourth and final option. You can pay somebody local to rework one for you, or you can pay somebody, you know, across the internet to rework them for you. There's Andy Bryant of LS Specialties. He does them. There's John Kowalski of John's Custom Wiring. He does them. They both charge about $350. Usually these local people, I see these ads every once in a while for like $250. That's what I charge to do them for people locally. If you have somebody local do it, you can take it back or whatever. So that's always a plus. But like really, all these people are doing, all I'm doing is following the instructions on LT1 swap and taking the unneeded wires out. If you're just blatantly flat out uncomfortable with this, you can go with these, and you'll have to do 12 volts constant, 12 volts switched, and 12 volt and a ground, and then your vehicle will run. There'll be a couple other things like your TCC to your torque converter control, have to go to your brake pedal, stuff like that, but it's not that big a deal. People say it's a 3-wire hookup, but really it's going to be like 4 or 5. But still, you can just lay it on here like this and your vehicle will run. So I would really highly encourage people to just go here to LT1 swap, follow the directions, and make your own harness. It's not so hard. You really can do it. For me, part of the build is the fun, but I definitely don't see it being necessary to you know, pay SpearTech $850 for a harness. That's just madness, you know. And there's people feel like, oh, I don't want the hassle or whatever, but I don't know. I guess, you know, everybody, it's up to them. Everybody's got to make their own choices, and these are the choices as I see them. So, but really, like I said, there's a lot of videos out there on harnesses. Brendan from LT1 Swap actually did a video series, and you know, he just did the full thing. There's no edits, there's no cuts. He did the entire harness right there, and it's a pretty great video. Grab a few cold drinks and sit down on a bench and do your harness. It won't be that hard. I will say this, like when I go through these, like whenever I'm done, I go back through and make sure that I got everything. And he's got little notes in here. It's really complete. You don't have to follow some stupid diagram or schematic. You just go right down the list. You can print these out too, but I just go right down the list, and I'm going to open this for you real quick. So you can do this. He's even got it to where like pin 1 and pin 41 are actually right on top of each other on the connector. So there's no reason not to do your own harness. It's really easy. But like I said, if you really don't want to, if you're just can't get your mind around it, you just aren't comfortable, you can pay somebody local to do it. I find them all the time for $250. I do them for $250 with a core. Most people are going to want a core. Like, I don't want to go stand on my head in the junkyard and pull them. So that's an option. Or, you know, you can get into the new ones if you feel like you have to. It's usually the biggest hurdle of the entire swap, and people make it out to be harder than it needs to be. Just don't get too into your own head over it, and you'll be alright. I don't think that it's that big a deal. I mean, I did when I first pulled that harness out, like, and started stripping it about 1.5 years ago. But once you do one, you can do 1,000,000. So if you have any questions, you know, you can always hit me up at the Driveway Engineer on Facebook, or you can leave a comment below. Hopefully this helps. Hopefully this, you know, shows you where to look and what to do. There's just a lot of information out there to wade through on all these topics. So like I said, it wasn't my intention to really show you guys how to do this in this video. I just want to show you where to look. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.